Alright, here we go. Let's actually start a run now. Well, we started this run at almost like an hour in on the dot, an hour into the stream. On the dot. So, reminder, tomorrow morning it's going to be Casual Chrono Cross. Continued. So we're gonna go to start our quest. The king's gonna tell us, sure, you can. There's this guy Baramos, you should beat him. Go find some dudes, and here's $50. You'd figure if Baramos is this ultimate evil, he should, like, basically be like, here's $1 million. Alright, so we're gonna come here with our $50. We're gonna buy so many things, like two wings of the wyvern. Now we're gonna go make our two dudes. First one being our boy E, the Pilgrim. No, not the Soldier. It'll be a small time loss. Not D, E. Pilgrim. No, the Wizard. Thankfully, when you're in menus, mistakes don't matter as long as they don't knock you out of the menu. If they knock you out of the menu, you're screwed. Add Brindar to the party. Add E to the party. And add O to the party. Yeah, but since that didn't knock me out of the menu, making that mistake of using Soldier when I backed out, it was fine. Is the your time spent in menus does not actually count towards things happening here. So one slime appears. So fight E, fight O, parry, parry. We're gonna kill O, we're gonna kill E, and then we're gonna get the heck out of here. And because for some reason she's okay with this, we're gonna leave two ghosts in her establishment. Now we're going to add Harley, the wizard. And Petrus, the pilgrim. Yes, we're going to change battle message speed of file 2 from 5 to 5 and load our game. That's going to lock us in our succeed. So we're going to go in here, formation to that, and wing out of here. And so with Petrus on the bridge, we sat there for 16 steps, which is how often their feet move back and forth. One foot movement is a step. And because of that, we avoided an encounter of infinite enemies because of the way my RNG seed is right now, which would have crashed the game. Which, if you want to see that in action, watch my current PB, the 51:22, because it happened to me twice. Which is why I have a 7 minutes and 44 seconds first split on that PB. When, as you'll see, I'll probably have a minute time savings once I get up there, at the very least. Oh, because I did lose a little bit of time in the menuing in town. It'd probably be just a minute or so. Minute 7. But that is why. Because I crashed the game twice because I stepped off at like 15 steps instead of 16 or something like that. So that heal is going to avoid another encounter. So now up to Town Boss. So we're going to sell Brindar's leather armor. And Petrus's club. No, I do not need to sell anything else. I do need to buy some stuff from you. I need a Wing of the Wyvern. So Harley. And 2 medical herbs for the hero. Now I'm done with you. Give that leather helmet to Petrus. And Town Boss complete. Now that we're in this tunnel dungeon, Petrus give his Wayfarer clothes to himself to move them to the bottom of his inventory. Or the glitch later on. We'll just be maneuvering this tunnel. So we will run into a point where we would get an encounter, but I'm going to use a heal to stop it. Right here. So had I not gone into the menu real quick and cast heal, I would have gotten an encounter right there. Those steps on avoid another encounter at that transition I just came through a little bit ago. That I went through after I did the little wonky stepping. So now we are home free for this dungeon. We'll leave through this forest here. Now we are somewhere way different. We're just gonna walk past that castle because, well, who cares? I'm trying to go fast. Going there doesn't make us go fast. We're gonna stop here. Cast a heal. Use an herb and wait 9 steps and avoid encounter. Now we get into Cave at night. And we're done. So we're gonna do some walking. Now, I did do those 2 stops on purpose to make sure I got my encounter. And those are factored into the frame count that I'm trying to get back to Eliahan with. So we will get into our encounter. Oh shit. I pressed right and it didn't do anything. So that's gonna hurt. I got the encounter, so we'll see what happens again. So maybe I did it this time. Okay, he's still numb. Good. We're good. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna leave. So we're gonna leave Harley. And so normally the game doesn't let you leave all of your alive characters and only bring in dead ones, but since Brindar's numb, the game is like, okay, here you go. So now we got his ghost left. Now we're going to add the rest of our ghosts. We're going to have an entire ghost party. That is why we needed to make sure... Oh, cool. That Brindar was numb when we got to Louisa. So now we got to unequip his Cypress Stick, and I'm going to do this. Alright. Now for the next part. Alright, so, some things will have happened. That moved to close, okay. So we're going to give all of his items except those clothes to O. And then we're going to give E his club to Petrus. And we're going to be good. And oh, well, one more thing. We're going to give this brand new rainbow drop over to R. Alright. Now, we have a Shield of Heroes here, which we're going to give to R. And there was a... we got that happening there with the red orb. Alright. So Sacred Robe, Sphere of Light. So Sphere of Light's going over to him. Alright. Armor of Radiance, Vase of Drought. Okay, so now what we want to do is formation, change these guys around. Alright. So now at this point, he's a Dragon Killer. He's got a Water Flying Cloth, which we're going to give it to O. And he's got a Wizard's Ring, which we're going to give to R. Now we can do this. Alright. So now what we've got is we've got a Stick Slime and a String Seed. And Armor Radiance on him, which is fine. So because I have bad luck with this, I'm going to sell the Stick Slime now. So now what I'm going to do real quick to finish this off is put R in the second slot. Now what should happen, so I should have a Sword of Kings and a Magic Key, so we're done. Alright, so now we're gonna, oops, not search, damn it. So now we're going to put R back in the front, and finish up our things here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna buy stuff here, because we already sold the Stick Slime. We're gonna buy a Wing of the Wyvern, or E, and two herbs for everybody except R. So there's the 2 herbs for E. There's the 2 herbs for Petros. And there's the 2 herbs for O. Now we are done being ghosts, and we can bring everybody back to life. No, not detoxicate. Finish and bringing everybody back to life. So when I get back to do my save, what I want to make sure is that E doesn't have less than 5 max HP and Petros doesn't have less than 9. And that the hero didn't lose any and still has 15. Right, everybody's back to life. We'll check that as we get into here into Luisa's. Okay, we're good. Alright, so talk to her. We're gonna tell her we're gonna leave. We're gonna say yes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to begin a new quest on Adventure Log 3 called YPP. That is female and battle speed 3. And we're going to reset it. Then we're going to change the message speed to it. Then we're going to continue our quest. So now what we're going to do is we're going to equip Petrus with that club we gave him earlier. And then equip the wizard with the poison needle and the water flying cloth. Then use that wing of the wyvern we gave him to go to Remolder, which was one of the things we did with the glitch. And so what I'm going to do is I'll explain what I did with the glitch specifically once I'm in my leveling spot, because that's going to take a little bit. Alright, so here's this. Metal slime fight. They're got off guard, so we're going to fight. He's going to cast heal, fight, fight. So the heal's going to go off, it's going to put RNG where we want it. Petrus is going to crit and kill it. The poison needle's going to do its thing and auto kill. Then we're going to try and run, fail, and then it's going to run, and we're going to get all this XP. Alright, so basically what I did, so I went into that, so I explained the glitch earlier, but in case you weren't here, or I explained it to the best of my ability. So when everybody's ghosts and you take damage, the game doesn't know what to do with the damage, so it just kind of like slings it into the code and stops, and puts it somewhere based on where you are in the music when you take the damage. So for whatever reason, in this part I don't know, when you're all ghosts, like everything's a damage tile except like towns, or at least I should say the normal ground counts as damage tiles. So that's how we were doing the taking the damage stuff when we were walking around. So like I said, based on where you are in the music, it'll do it'll put that damage somewhere else in the code. And because of the way we do it, we can manipulate some things. So so the first thing I did was I changed that leather helmet I bought for Petrus into a turban. And then that cypress stick that was on O turned into 2 black ravens, which are enemies. And then also, I turned it into a green orb. And then, or the top one, that turned the first one into a green orb. And also as part of that first time being out, I glitched into being Petrus's third page of spells. So like a lot of his endgame spells. And then went back into town. Then went back out of town, and then in the second run through, I glitched Remolder into the return list. I turned that turban into a gold crown, and that green orb into the rainbow drop, which I in turn I did all that swapping around, gave the rainbow drop to E or to R, and then did all the other item swapping. Then I went out again, and the next time I turned that golden crown into the Shield of Heroes, and then that second black raven on the wizard, which was now on top, into the red orb. Went back in town, gave the Shield of Heroes to the hero, went back out. Now, Petrus had just the Wayfarer's clothes. So the next thing turned that into the water flying cloth, actually into the sacred robe. Turned the Wayfarer's clothes into the sacred robe. And then turned the red orb into the sphere of light. So I gave the sphere of light to the hero. And so then went back out again. So then did some more walking, turned the sacred robe into the armor of radiance, turned the thieves key into the vase of drought. And then you saw me reorder the party. So now E was in the second slot instead of Petrus. So we went back out and did the same glitch we did, the same set of glitches that we did at the very, very beginning, which turned E's Wayfarer's clothes into the water flying cloth, and the vase of drought into the wizard's ring. And then also gave E his third page of spells. Went back in, We gave the water flying cloth to the wizard, we gave the wizard's ring to the hero, and then we went back out. And that time, because E's inventory was empty, doing what we did gave him a stick slime. And then we also turned the medical herb at the top of the wizard's inventory into a strength seed. Went back in, I sold the stick slime, went back out. I also moved the hero into the second slot so I could control the glitch of his top item, because his top item was like the Dragon Killer at that point, and was one step away from the Sword of Kings, which is what I wanted him to have. And so I did the glitch, turned his Dragon Killer into the Sword of Kings, and turned that Strength Seed on the Wizard into the Magic Key, which finished the glitch. And so I came back in, reordered the party back to normal, and then went from there, did all the buying and stuff. And that's where we are now. So I used that YPP to manipulate this fight right here to kill 2 Metal Babbles, which gave me 2,600 or 26,800 experience, which is giving me level 17 on the hero and level 18 on everybody else. And that's what we're doing now, is we're just leveling up. And this is the only spot in the game where we quote-unquote grind, which is kind of nice. It's a long level up process, but it's nice because it's the only one, really. Everybody will be level 20 by the time we hit Zoma, but that's going to be organically leveling up through boss fights, which is fine. But what's good also is, so you see, so R has 15 HP, which he should, and E and Petrus have 9 and 11 respectively, which is their max HPs actually. So so part of the glitch, depending on how long you hold buttons and stuff while you're doing the glitch and stuff like that, you can make some various random things happen. So what ended up happening was, the times I did it, it all went towards R's top item, with R being in the first slot, which usually is okay, but so R's leather armor got turned into a Dragon Killer by the time I was ready to make sure he had the Sword of Kings, which was good, which was fine. But one of the other things that can randomly happen is that you can have whoever's in the second slot's max HP reduced. And if it happens too much, if it happens to the hero at all, the run's over. And if it happens to E or Petrus too much, and you don't have backups in place, then the run's over. So the backups you can do is you can actually sell one of the, or you can glitch in another Black Raven. The easiest way to do it would be to not drop the copper sword off the hero at the beginning like I did, and to turn it into a Black Raven and sell the Black Raven. The Black Raven sells for like an obscene amount of money. It's like 50 grand or something like that. 54 grand, something like that. And then being able to buy magic armor for E and Petrus to be able to survive better. Unfortunately, this doesn't work for the hero because you already have the best armor in the game for the hero, so the magic armor isn't a help like it is for E and Petrus to survive bigger hits. So if the hero gets max HP glitched at all, the run's over. So there's other things you can do like make sure you have a safety save at the glitch, so in case that happens, you can just redo the glitch. Which is, if I were to do this in a marathon, which I'm considering, I would do the safety save. My PB, my 51:22 PB that I currently have before this one, as long as nothing goes wrong here, has the safety save in it. This is the first run I should be completing without the safety save. And as we see, I'm already 3.5 minutes ahead because of that. Oh. So yeah, like I said, as long as nothing goes terribly wrong, we should be fine. And really, Charlock's hard to mess up. The only way Charlock's going to really mess up for me is if like my controller decides to double input or something in a bad way, which can happen. So we're almost done with O. O is the final person to level up. O is going to get to level 18. And then this is going to be all said and done. For leveling purposes, like I said, we'll level organically to 20 through boss fights in Charlock, but we're not doing any more grinding. This is it. So it's kind of nice. It's a bunch of leveling all at once here, so it seems like it's probably, I mean, because it's like almost 10 minutes of leveling. I mean, almost. Because I split on the reset, so I still had to, like, set up the file and stuff, so it's not not exactly 10 minutes of leveling per se, because I still had to get here, but it's a good, like, 8 or so minutes of leveling, 8.5, 9 minutes of leveling. Alright, so now we come into Remolder, and we go ahead and use the inn, because we're right here. Oops. Then the hero's going to cast Return back to Eliahan. And also, the bulk of the walking the walking perfectly is basically over now. Like, which is good. So now we're going to come here to Luisa's. And we're going to save. Reset. And then what we're going to do is change message speed, and we're going to re-put our seed lock back in place from file 2. Reload. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take Petrus's Armor of Radiance, give it to the hero. We're going to equip the hero with everything. He's got Sword of Kings, Armor of Radiance, Shield of Heroes. And then we're going to have the hero cast Return back to Remolder. Now we're going to avoid an encounter by stopping here and casting Heal twice. And now that R can cast Heal, it's a lot quicker. I'm going to stop here. Use that not at all ill-gotten rainbow drop. And go into Charlock. This is where it gets kind of crazy, so and do that. I'm gonna cast Heal twice. And we're gonna use the Wizard Ring 3 times. Then cast Heal 7 times again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to go ahead and open the door with the magic key. And oh no, we are locked in this room. Whatever shall we do? I don't know. Let's just go this way. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. And, oh wait. So we got the guards. Defeat us. They'll have to defeat us. That is the key there. So sure, I'll defeat you. Now what we're going to do is cast Heal once. Move on to the next fight. R gained level 18. So we're going to cast Heal twice. And use the Wizard Ring twice. And get into another fight. So we cast the heal to get the RNG we want, and defeat works. And Now the other 3 are going to gain level 19. Which is actually good, because at level 19, O gains Step Guard, and we're going to use it right away. Then we're going to stop right here, and we're going to... Gosh, a stairway! We're going to go down. So here, the interesting thing about these is that when you run into these, you end up... Your direction gets changed to the direction of the lighter color, so so like how these are left, the lighter color's left, and so you'll continue to go that way until you hit a regular block. So you got to be careful there. Or just hold up. I am ready for the Articuno train. We're gonna get here now. And we're gonna cast heal 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then use the Wizard Ring twice. We're just making sure we get RNG where we want it to be. Open the door with the magic key. And for RNG purposes, we are going to do that. And come across the bridge. And what do we got here? It's our boy Ortega fighting the King Hydra. The RNG we have guarantees Ortega loses in 2 turns. Like so. And he doesn't even recognize his own son. Tells you to tell yourself about what he did. And that he couldn't save the world. We're like, we got this. No time to mourn, we got this. We'll go ahead and move over 1 now. Because we have to do this, and then we have to cast 1 heal. And then go down the stairs. Now we are in the boss rush. Run is almost over. And there's our boy Zoma. But we never even fought a Baramos, so I don't know what's going on. We're gonna fight King Hydra. The hero's gonna cast heal on himself. They're gonna parry, cast heal all on the wizard, and parry and parry. Alright, so now he's going to use the Sword of Kings. He's going to parry and cast Infermost. He's going to cast Heal Us. And he's going to cast Ice Bolt. Right. Alright. He's going to use the Sword of Kings. He's going to parry and cast Infermost. Oops. He's going to cast Revive on E because he's going to die, and we know it, and then he's going to cast Blaze. But because Petrus goes before E, E still gets his Infermost off, which is beautiful. Now for the final round. Sword of Kings. Infermost. Infermost. And fight. And dead. This is going to get our level 19. And because of this Seed-Lock, they only go up by like 1 point of a lot of things. So now after this, we have to use the Wizard's Ring once on the hero. And we'll give it to Petrus here. Petrus is going to use it twice. And Petrus is going to give it to E. And E is going to use it twice. Almost transferred. Now we're going to move along. Now we've got Baramus Bomus. Okay, so we're going to fight. Parry. Infermost. Parry. Infermost. And he's going to Medical Herb the hero. Alright, so Sword of Kings, parry, Infermost, parry, Infermost, and parry. He's gonna get exploded off. So the reason for the parries and stuff is characters like E and Petrus, if they parry and then you go back into their turn and then do something else, the parry bonus sticks. So they're able to like basically defend and cast a spell. So it's pretty nice. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is have E cast Heal More on himself. And have Petrus cast Heal More on himself. And we're gonna move along. And yes, if you are observant, O only does have 13, and we don't care. So, Sword of Kings, Infermost, Surround, Blazemore. And Swing and a Miss. So, Sword of Kings, Infermost, Blazemore. And we're not bothering to parry because old Gonus here is just going to miss every time. Like that. Sword of Kings. No, not defeat. Infermost, and Snow Blast. And done. So now R is going to get level 20. And here we are all at level 20. And so E and Petrus are at full health. So what we're going to do is we're going to have E use the Wizard Ring once. And then he's going to cast Heal More on O. So now O is at full health. He's going to cast Heal More on R, so R is at full health. Everybody's at full health. Now we're going to fight Zoma. And this is why those HP levels are important. So R is going to use the Sphere of Light. He's going to parry, and then use a Medical Herb on Zoma. He's also going to parry and use a Medical Herb on Zoma. And then he's just going to parry, because this hurts. As you see, R survived it with 1 health, and Petrus and E 5 and 3, so if they'd have lost too much more health, they'd be dead. That's why if E was below 5, he was dead, and if Petrus was below 9, he was dead. So, boom. Boom. So, fight. Medical Herb Zoma. Medical Herb Zoma. Medical Herb Zoma. And Zoma is just going to do that twice, which does no damage. What it does is it removes all buffs and debuffs from everybody, the party and himself included. And we're done. I'm gonna try and leave, and uh-oh. And because of the seed lock, all that stuff happens in a diagonal row instead of randomly across the screen, which it normally does. And all of a sudden it's just going to be like, bloop. So this actually puts me in second place. I beat random effect with this time. So now really a good chunk of my time save is going to come from better menuing and stuff, if I'm going to push this any harder, which I don't know. I'll probably just play it from time to time. I mean, I might submit it to a marathon, so I'll probably end up just playing it with marathon safety strategies just to get better at them. Because I will admit, I've never done the thing where you turn the hero's sword, or the hero's copper sword into Black Raven. I've always just done this way. We're in Tantegel. So interesting fun fact about this game. Tantegel's castle is inside the town, because that sound we heard, that it said you hear a sound from the distance, basically gets rid of all castles in the game. On the I should say on the world map. All castles on the world map go away, so that Charlock's gone. Oh, the sprite overload! Oh! The flickering. And that is a 47-18. Officially. So I think with that win, I'll play some Rescue Rangers for a little bit. That felt pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. That felt pretty dang good. So we're gonna let the credits roll because this is getting posted. And then we'll do a little bit of Rescue Rangers, and then I gotta leave to have lunch and get ready for Pokemon Go Articuno Day. But we will be back. So I will do, like I said, I'm gonna do some Rescue Rangers, try and get some all zones attempts in, I guess, and go from there. Do. Yep, that's good enough for second place, for sure. I'm still like 2.5 minutes off a world record, though. And I'm not sure where I'm going to save that yet. It's probably just a lot through menuing and knowing what to do without having to look at notes and stuff. But, I mean, even the beginning was a little bit sloppy, but not like 2 minutes sloppy. It was like maybe 10 seconds sloppy. 14, oh, I mean... Boogalow! Thank you for the resub for 13 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back to the Raptor Pen. Appreciate support. Hope you enjoy the stay. Yeah, it is. I mean, I keep hearing my garage door. Huh. Anyway. Big ol' PB. Not even mad. It went really well. So the glitch went really well. I didn't have any errors with the glitch. Didn't have to do anything extra. I actually also probably could have gotten away with not selling the... Yeah, so, well, I mean, I don't know how much more I'm going to really push this. I mean, this is something I like, so I'll be playing it, and I'll definitely keep playing it. But I don't know how much more I'm going to push this time, because the world record's already freaking sick as hell. I probably will want to at least play this until I can do it without notes. Because I still need notes for, the boss rush. Because I don't always remember what to do. But, that's about all I need notes for anymore is the boss rush. Probably should just, figure out save states on the EverDrive and make a save state at the boss rush so I can just do it and grind it until I get it right. That would probably be the smart thing to do. Okay. Well, that one is finished.